Well, you've got two candidates who are so different. It's very tempting to focus on this, but this is also about the issues which are going to decide this election. We can have a look at the issues that are important to people voting. So it's border security and immigration, inflation and the cost of living, economy, protecting democracy and abortion. This is how each candidate fares. So if you're further along on the right here, that's voters thinking you're doing a better job. So on border security and immigration, Donald Trump way out front here. Inflation and the cost of living and the economy, he has clear leads over Kamala Harris. When it comes to protecting democracy, though, and on abortion, Kamala Harris has those leads here. And a lot of that is based on what candidates have been saying about their economic plans. But in this case, we've also got experience of both candidates being in power, whether it's Donald Trump as president or as Kamala Harris as vice president. And this is what people will be taking into the voting booth as well. This is real-term wages over the Trump presidency and over the Biden and Harris presidency. And you can see under Donald Trump, there was this big growth, plus 7% in wages. And that was, over 4 years. That didn't happen under Biden and Harris. Actually, it was a drop of around minus 4%. So people will be taking that lived experience into the voting booth. And in terms, again, of those issues, where they might matter, well, let's go back to this road to 270 electoral college votes. This is a what-if scenario with the battleground states here left out in grey. And if you look here in the northeast, what's sometimes called the Rust Belt, well, there is where the economy is really, really important. That is the top issue. But if you go over here in the southwest, Arizona and Nevada, that's where immigration becomes a bigger issue. And again, on both those issues, Donald Trump has a lead over Kamala Harris. But we mentioned abortion there, and let's bring that into the mix as well, because that's going to be really, really important in this election. When it comes to this vote, people going to vote will have all sorts of things to vote on depending on the state. But in certain states, they'll also be voting about abortion laws. That's in the wake of Roe versus Wade being overturned by the Supreme Court, states being free to make their own laws. And as you can see, these are all the states where that's happening. Now, none of these really are battleground states, apart from these two here, Nevada and Arizona. So although immigration is really, really important, abortion is literally on the ballot there, and that could have an effect. Because again, this is about lived experience as well as what might happen in the future. This shows the number of people who've been travelling out of state for an abortion. In 2019, 73,000 people went out of their state to have an abortion. In the wake of Roe versus Wade, that has really surged to more than 170,000 in 2023. That is another thing, another issue that could be at the forefront of voters' minds as they make their decisions today.